Folks, the Mega Evolution set coming up is a disaster. It's cooked. We're going to talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jesse from Happy Tiger Gaming. I run an online TCG store, and this video is about the Mega Evolution Pokemon set and how it's a disaster. And I had thoughts about the set, and I mentioned before that this set's going to have more allocations. I'm going to get into why I was right, but I was also kind of wrong. Because this set's going to be a disaster because the price is going to be really bad. And I think the price on this set's going to be extremely bad. And it's going to be even harder to find in the wild. So let's get into the crap, okay? Let's get into it. Pokemon is releasing this Mega Evolution set in 2 waves instead of 1 wave. I think the first wave is going to be 40% of the allocations that stores and LGSs get. And the next wave is 60%, but it might be 60 then 40. It might be 40-60. I really don't know. But the point is, we're only getting half of what we're actually going to get on that first wave, on that release date, late September, and then early October, mid-October, maybe even late October, we get the second wave. And this is kind of a problem. It doesn't seem like it's a problem, but it's a problem. So number one, you're going to have a set that releases, and it's going to seem like there's almost no allocations. There's going to be even less of this set for a month. When it comes out, there's going to be less ETBs for a month. You thought Black Bolt White Flare was bad. There's going to be even less of this at first. So the prices are everything's going to get scalped. You already know what's going to happen. So the prices are going to be sky high, bro. LGSs, hey, they got to pay bills every month. So they're not going to lower the prices. They're not crazy like me. They're going to raise, especially real stores with real overhead costs. They're going to raise them prices just because Pokemon's releasing this in 2 waves instead of 1 wave. So they got to pay the bills this month. They can't wait to pay the credit card bill. They got to pay that, you know? This is one of those things I consider artificial scarcity. I don't think Pokemon's doing it on purpose. I don't think they like to do things in waves like this, but it's artificial scarcity. It makes it seem like the product is going to be more rare than it is, and that's going to let the scalpers raise the prices even more, bro. But what's really interesting, and this is like the kicker, this is like what inspired me to make this video. I know that Costco and Target are getting Prismatic Evolution reprints. You know, it's like a special bundles that they're going to get, whatever, right? They're getting reprints. Now, Pokemon Center, the Pokemon company that deals with trading cards, they're like, hey, we see distributors kind of messing up here. They're charging a lot of money straight to the stores. Then stores got to charge a lot of money to the customers. So it seems like a good thing. They're like, hey, talk what you will about big business. Costco and Target are not raising the prices 3x. So say what you will about small businesses, support small businesses, but if small businesses are the scalpers and big businesses are the ones that are just charging MSRP prices, what do you think is going to happen? Pokemon Center, the Pokemon company are like, okay, we're going to give these reprints, these Prismatic Evolution reprints directly to the big box stores. Who asked for Prismatic reprints? It's mostly people buying up pallets from Costco, people buying up the entire supply. Those people want it. The investors are the people that want it. No offense. Like, I sell to investors. I don't care, right? I don't care if you're a scalper, investor, or a player. I wish we could all get along, but we can't, right? I know it's a dream. It's a fever dream. It ain't going to happen. But people who want Prismatic Evolution, when that's sets and sets behind, right? It's like you're hurting. Pokemon only has so many resources. It's a business constraint. Let me take you to business school for real quick. It's a business constraint. They only have so many places that can print Pokemon cards. There's only so many. They can only give workers so much overtime at these places. These printers can only slice the cardboard so fast, and when they turn on overdrive, then quality control suffers and you get weird jagged edges and there's less PSA 10s on the market, and like the consumer experience when you open packs and it's garbage is off. You also get cool weird like error cards where it's like half of one card and half of another in one card. You get those weird things that slip through the cracks, but realistically, like, they can only do so much. They can't like turn these printers on into overdrive and 10x their printer supply. It financially doesn't make sense, even though Pokemon is the biggest IP in the world. It's not going to happen. They just aren't going to do it, right? So they have a business constraint, and they can only print so many cards. And every year, there's more cards being bought this year than any year ever in the past. And it's like several years in the past combined, right? It's like, that's how crazy it is. And it's exponentially growing. People are buying Pokemon cards like stocks now, like stocks. So it's growing massively. So when they're reprinting these older sets like Prismatic Evolution, they're dedicating these precious resources to printing old sets. So what do you think is going to happen? They're going to have less time to print the new set. They're going to have less cards in the new set because they're printing Prismatic, which means they're probably going to be printing Destined Rivals, which means they're probably going to be printing Black Bolt, White Flare. And now we're going to be in the Mega Evolution set. So while they're hurting the current set, the Mega Evolution set, while they're dedicating resources away from that set, they're also hurting small stores by giving Costco, Target, stores like this, the resources, the cards. Distributors aren't getting them. Costco, Target, they have their own distribution system, right? Walmart, I know Walmart works with MJ Holdings, right? MJ Holdings got in some hot water. You already know what happened. I don't need to get into it. They were selling to themselves for free, and then they sold on Walmart.com instead of in store for $50. They were selling on Walmart.com for $150. Like, come on, bro. And that's a distributor doing that through GTS Holding, whatever their damn subsidiary was that had the same business address. Distributors get less product, so they're not as incentivized to sell what they get because their rooms aren't getting full. So they can have the prices a little higher, which does hurt. I hate to break the code and tell you guys what's going on, but guess what? After first release, we pay market prices from distributor, like near market. It's not that bad. I actually don't think it's that bad, but people complain about it, right? We get a little discount, but it's not like we pay under MSRP by any means. It's closer to TCG player prices what we pay to get new stuff in. And this is just with Pokemon. With other cards like Konami stuff, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally right now I could buy Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes on TCG Player, the latest sets, cheaper than from distro. Isn't that crazy? TCG Player is actually cheaper than distro prices. So when everyone thinks distro is like the way out, it's the future. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It can be great, but it's not everything, bro. But distro is less incentivized to sell stuff. So now LGS or online stores and LGSs, we don't get the Costco Prismatic Evolution cards. We only get the wave 1 of the latest set. So I'm telling you, they're all going to jack prices up because they're only getting half of what they were told they're going to get at first. And all the customers, it's not like half the customers are going to wait, bro. So it's like, this is going to hurt. The prices are going to go way up, way up. And there's a thing called price memory. Rudy from Alpha Investments talks about this. People remember the price being high, and then the scalpers are going to remember that price when Wave 2 comes out, and they scalp the LGSs anyway. You know, like, it's nuts, man. It's not good. And there's also long-term impacts when the LGS that helps create new players, that helps them make friends who start entering tournaments, friends who start collecting. They're hanging out in real life outside of the LGS now, and cards are just part of their life. That isn't cultivating as much because now there's a high barrier to entry. You need more money to even play now because the cheap cards are going to Costco, right? Or Target, wherever. The newest set, there's going to be less of it. Whoops, Pokemon messed up. And now they have more prismatic cards, which are just going to get scalped. So does that help you in any way? Does any of that help you? If you're just a dude trying to buy some packs? Probably not. LGSs are more, they understand the community more. Target, they consistently drop the 2 boxes per person roll. You know, Costco, like Sam's Club, whoever's getting this stuff, they often don't even have limits. So like, yay, Sam's Club got all these prismatic cards. One person within that 30-mile radius got all of them. Yeah, he bought the entire pallet because he was there first, and they didn't put limits on it because the wrong manager happened to be on duty, right? That happens. So, like, is this really going to help? Because he's just going to jack the prices up to TCG player prices anyway, and it didn't help anybody. I'm not trying to hype myself up, but this is the 3rd set in a row that I'm selling for MSRP or less. I'm only getting half of my supply the first time. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I might wait until the second wave, till the hype dies down. I think it's more fair because there's so much hype with my email list, and then my supply is constrained, right? So I send an email out in a YouTube video, hey, I'm selling this, and within an hour, everything's sold out. And then people start opening the email like the next day, under MSRP, sweet, no sales tax, free shipping, sweet. They click and it's already sold out and they're like, you're a scammer. And then I get the mean emails calling me a scammer because they weren't quick enough. But I can't help that I don't have infinite supply. So it's crazy. If this was D&D, I would want to be chaotic good. Like, I'm going to be stubborn until you people start noticing. I'm going to get more and more customers that see, okay, he really is selling for under MSRP on the latest release. And I think it's going to help the community. But yeah, I'm just going to be a chaotic, good, coffee-driven gremlin. That's literally my plan, and I'm just going to stay the course, bro. So with this Mega Evolution set, I might wait till the hype dies down, like I said. And hopefully a lot of people in my email list find good deals, and then they don't want to click my link as much. Because honestly, there's so many people in my email list versus the amount of supply I have. I think it's better to wait until I have them in one bundle. Like, I have the first wave, I sit and hold it. Then I have the second wave, and I'm not making any extra money. It's not like I'm watching the market price. The market price should go a little down by then. Either way, you're getting the same deal. It's going to be just under MSRP, free shipping, no sales tax. But having that all in one go, I think, is going to be better. It's going to be easier to ship. I work a full-time job. I worked 7 8s in a row recently. This is my one day off. So it's rough, but I think waiting until I get all the supply with this cooked ass set is the way to go. So I might not drop it on release. It might be late October. But I did predict that this set is going to have more allocations than Destined Rivals. Poke.NE also said this. When Pokemon says we're going to increase our printing, our printing resources, they're already like 9 months ahead of schedule. So I looked. They said that during the Prismatic days. 9 months ahead of that is right now. So they were working on this Mega Evolution set while they said we're increasing printing. But isn't it funny that they must have fumbled the ball somewhere, because lo and behold, they got to do it in 2 waves, which they don't like doing. So I predicted we would have more allocations because of that alone. And we do have more allocations, but it's split in half, so it's going to seem like it's really bad. Day 1, and this is also why this set is cooked. Day 1, it's going to be a feeding frenzy with scalpers, and it's going to be even worse than Prismatic. I personally think, and that's crazy because this is like a base set. This is ME1, Mega Evolution 1. The base sets are always like, no offense, the crappiest sets, right? Like Scarlet Violet, that set. Sword and Shield, that base set. It's the crappiest set. There's no flavor. It's not a Vivid Voltage. It's not like the Rayquaza set, whatever it is, Skying, Roaring, whatever, Roaring Skies. It's the base set. So the base Mega Evolution set being so not short printed, but so rare and hard to get, it's going to be scalped so heavily because FOMO and hype is at an all-time high that the price for a base set is going to be super high, and I do not want you guys paying a stupid price for this. It's going to be ugly. Don't overpay. Just don't do it. Feeding Frenzy Day 1. TCG players are going to explode, and you're going to see that little dip. But the dip, there's usually a Day 1 dip on TCG player, the price dip, because everyone scalps and then everyone sells, and then everybody prices 1 penny less than the last person, and the selling price goes down, and then it goes back up slowly. With only half the supply coming out first, we don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I really think the price is going to be way too high. It's going to be ugly. Try to get pre-orders for a real price. Don't overpay. And you also got to think, if a scalper will buy 10 ETBs in a store and there's 30 scalpers, now there's only going to be half of the supply of ETBs in a store, and there's still going to be 30 scalpers. In fact, the price might go so high that there's going to be more scalpers, so there's going to be even more competition to buy this product. Less supply and more competition. So it is a feeding frenzy. This set it's cooked, brother. I think real collectors are going to wait until Wave 2. I think that's going to be when the better deals are, once the initial feeding frenzy ends. But it's going to be rough because Wave 2 might be the same thing now that there's a price memory, right? There are some LGSs that are so sick of this because they have been so loyal to Pokemon, and the thanks they get is you're not getting the reprints. But really, this is just business, and business doesn't. It's not about love. It's not about being nice. Business is business at the end of the day, and that's just what happens. Another reason why my allocations are a little better. This goes into business strategy, so if you're not interested, just skip 30 seconds, I guess. But my allocations are a little better because there's a 6-month rotation with live spend. And a lot of people were buying a lot of Pokemon 6 months ago, and is starting to die. The live spend is starting to die off a little bit from past months, while my spend is increasing because not only am I buying every Pokemon thing I can, which everybody is, I'm also doing other strategic decisions that increase my Pokemon spend. Like everything is about a strategic decision. I did the same with Magic the Gathering. You guys already know the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. I knew I wasn't getting allocations. I made a business decision to get those allocations. And that basically saved this business. And that's what subsidizes the cheap Pokemon prices, right? So you guys have the stupid business decision that everybody made fun of me. That's literally why I'm able to still do these deals, right? Even with this crap ass release that's going to happen. So my allocations are going to keep increasing year after year. Get in the club while you can. TCG Club on happytigergaming.com. Oh, and somebody ran the numbers on one of Poke Any's videos. It was a comment that he hearted, and it basically talked about how, yes, like Sam's Club, Target, whatever, they're getting all these Prismatic Evolution reprints, but there is a finite number that they're getting. And if you divide the number of reprints that are coming by the number of stores, it really is like one pallet a store. And we have seen reprints like that hit before. It does not affect the market price at all. You'll see an ETB, a Prismatic ETB, go down $2, and then the next week it's up. It's already up. In fact, there might be more hype driven from the purchasers who stream opening again and everything like that the price might actually be higher after that. When the scalpers do put the first wave of Mega Evolution on TCG Player and on Whatnot or whatever, they will sell. You can't tell people, hey, let's just choose not to buy from scalpers. Businesses will have to, because they're going to run out of product on the walls. Rip and shippers are going to have to. They need product to move quick. You know what I mean? They literally need, even if there's some businesses, my cat just walked in the room, some businesses, even if they're losing money, they still will keep buying supply. So the initial scalpers are for sure going to get rewarded just for being first. That in business, being first is considered adding value. Hey, buddy. Anyway, folks, I think this ramble went a little too long, so subscribe, like the video, and click on this video. This video right here. Click on this one. It really helps the algorithm. If you like my stuff, click on that video. It's going to help me out a lot. All right, bye now. Subscribe. Like and subscribe, boys.